Hello, friends. Welcome to Level Up with Debbie Neal. I am your host. There is nowhere I would rather be than right here, right now with you. This podcast is all about leveling up in all aspects of our lives. Thank you for being here. I am so grateful. I'm excited to be on this journey with you. Together, we are leveling up. You ready? Hello, my friends, and welcome back. Thank you for spending time with me today. We're going to drop like a few truth bombs today. So I hope you're ready to stare your potential in the face, because today's topic is not just powerful. I kind of believe it's everything. So what we are going to be talking about today is the power of urgency and how it will stretch you, grow you, challenge you, and make or break the way you finish this year. And that should really excite you, okay? Because you're ready to make this your year. I know you are, or we would not be spending time together today. So here's the thing about urgency. Urgency is a mirror. It shows you how serious you are. It is a fire. It burns off excuses, and it's a vehicle. Urgency will take you where most people will never get to go. And you guys know how I always have to talk about the road to average is so crowded. So if you want to be on that road to the 1% of the 1%, like let's add some urgency to this journey of yours. If you're tired of waiting, if you're done dabbling, if you want to actually level up, like for real, like I'm here, I'm ready to level up. It's like, it's go time. Then here's the thing about urgency. It's not just helpful. It's a non-negotiable. So let's talk about why urgency matters. And let's be clear right from the beginning, okay? Urgency is the difference between intention and impact. So I believe that most of you have really good intention. You have good intention with your vision. You have good intention with your goals. You have good intention when you wake up in the morning and you're working your business. But intention is not enough. If you want to have impact, if you want to create that life, that business, those dreams, those goals, it's about the impact. You can have the biggest heart in the world. You could have the biggest goals. You could have the most beautiful vision board. It could just be beautiful and inspiring and amazing. But if you don't move with urgency, it's all a fantasy. Urgency is the activator. It's the amplifier. Urgency is the force behind the momentum. You know how many times you hear people like, I want to be in momentum. I want to create momentum. Well, like, be urgent. Be urgent. Urgency drives deadlines. Urgency drives behavior. It matters because your future can't wait. Like, we have one life. We have no dress rehearsal. The most valuable currency is time. So when we waste time, we literally waste time. So your future can't wait. Your family can't wait. And your goals, they are ready for you to show up. And not eventually, not when life calms down, but right now, in the here and the now. When you step into urgency, you don't just get more done, you become a different person. Friends, when we talk about leveling up, it's about evolving. It's about becoming more. It's about stretching. It's about becoming the person you are meant to be in this world. And when you know what happens when you become a different person? You think differently. You focus like a laser. You stop tolerating your own distractions. You become the kind of person who doesn't just chase success, you create success. Urgency is clarity in motion. It sharpens your decisions. It cleans up your priorities. And most importantly, it moves you from dabbling to dominating. Urgency is a choice. You can decide to be urgent, but when you're not urgent, I want you to be really aware of this. You're deciding not to be urgent. And so I really want you to hear me when I say this. Urgency is not an accident. It's not luck, and it is not for the chosen few. It is a choice, and it's one that you have the ability to make every single day. You choose to be urgent when you're tired. You choose to be urgent when you're unsure. You have a choice to be urgent when you feel behind. You have a choice to be urgent when you feel invisible. You have a choice to be urgent when you want to give up. It's really easy to be urgent when things are exciting, right? There's momentum, there's growth, there's promotions. But here's the thing. Champions choose urgency when things are hard. And you want to know why? Because they know your commitment to urgency builds your character. It's a decision to stop negotiating with yourself, to stop waiting for clarity, to stop hiding behind busyness and show up in build mode. Choosing urgency is how you stretch your identity. It's how you become who you want to be. It's where all of the growth lives. It's where your grit is built. Your grit is built in the urgency, that hunger, that fire, that desire to grow yourself to the next level. It's where you meet the version of you who doesn't talk about goals, but it's the version of you that accomplishes them, meets them, crushes them, and sets the next set of goals. So let's talk about why most people avoid urgency. Because you guys, when we avoid urgency, we avoid growth, we avoid leveling up, we avoid literally moving, and we're wasting our own time. Most people avoid urgency because it demands personal responsibility. You know, you hear the word responsibility. You're responsible for your results. You're responsible for your business. You're responsible if you choose to be urgent. You're responsible if you want to learn how to be organized and driven. And most people, you think about most people, they're addicted to delay. They say things like, I'm still planning. I'm waiting for the right time. I need to grow my leadership. And by the way, your leadership grows in the process of being urgent. It's not like you're going to get a package one day like, my leadership arrived. No, you become the leader when you develop urgency. And some people, they say things like, I want to make sure everything's all aligned. And let me translate that for you. Okay. The translation of those stories that are no longer serving us and not moving us forward, the translation is, I'm scared to go all in. I'm scared to fail. I'm scared to shine. Urgency forces you to make decisions. It forces you to stop hiding behind one day, someday, soon. And that terrifies the average mindset. You guys, we talk about all the time growing your mindset to growth mindset, wealth mindset, average mindset. People hear average like, oh my gosh, I'm in the average. You don't want to be in the average. You're not going to be in the 1% of the 1% being in the average. Okay. So it terrifies the average mindset. So they naturally hear danger, 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 and they avoid urgency because average people want comfort over calling. Do you want to be comfortable or do you want to live your calling? Average people like control over coverage. Like, what can I control? What are the moving factors? I want to feel safe. I want to feel good instead of courage, of like letting that potential just come out. They choose safety over speed. But you, like, you're here. I know that you want this, or you could be tuning into Netflix right now. You're not average. You're listening to this podcast because you're done living small. You're ready to stop watching other people rise and wondering, what do they have? What's the secret sauce? Are they the shiny penny? What are they doing? Friends, they're doing more than you. They're doing more than you. They're in massive activity. Their heart is on fire. Their soul is on fire, right? So you're ready to stop watching other rise and start rising yourself. But that starts with urgency, okay? So next we're going to shift a little bit and talk about why to build urgency. Like, why? See, urgency isn't just about faster results. Like, people have like faster results and I'm here for the long haul. Like, I get it. I'm here for the long haul. I've been building my business for 19 years. I'm here for the long haul. But it's not just about fast results. It's about who you become when you're operating at a higher level. You become a high achiever. You turn into that leader that people want to follow. When you build urgency, you know what you're building? You're building follow through. You're building inner fire. You're building bold decision making. You're building mental endurance. You start hitting goals quicker, right? You accomplish your timeline and your deadlines. You stop putting off what you were born to do. Urgency is the difference between quitting and crushing it. When we were young, we used to dream of being anything, an astronaut, the president, a prince, princess. But as you get older, your dreams change, focusing less on running the world and more on how you can take your skills and ideas and turn them into something real. Instead of dreaming of going to space or owning a castle, maybe you start dreaming of owning your own business. You'll need a website, a payment plan, a logo, and a way to advertise to new customers. It can all be overwhelming and confusing, but thankfully, that is where today's sponsor, Shopify, comes in. Shopify is the commerce platform behind millions of businesses around the world and 10% of all e-commerce in the US, from household names like Mattel and Gymshark to brands just getting started. What if people haven't heard about my brand? Shopify helps you find your customers with easy to run email and social media campaigns. And what if I get stuck? Shopify's always around to share advice with their award-winning 24/7 customer service. Turn those dreams into and give them the best shot at success with Shopify. Sign up for your $1 per month trial and get selling today at shopify.com/level up. Go to shopify.com/level up. Shopify.com/level up. And here I want to also be really clear on what I just said, because sometimes like, well, I didn't quit. I didn't quit. No, I'm here. Like I do things. I'm involved. Quitting is actually not when you pick up the phone and say to somebody, I just want to let you know I've quit. Let me tell you my definition of quitting. Quitting is when you stop being excellent. Stop pushing yourself, stop stretching, and stop living to your potential. That's quitting. You're settling for smallness. So urgency is the difference between quitting and crushing it. It's the difference between I almost hit it and I shattered it. It's between maybe next time, right? Like it's another year. So like maybe next time, maybe next year, and I did the damn thing. I did what I said I was going to do. And then think about the leaders that you admire, the people who move mountains. They didn't get lucky. They built urgency like a skill. You want to lead a team? You want to inspire a movement? You want to build a legacy? You must learn how to tap into urgency on demand. Like it's there, it's stored, you're ready, you're like prepared to fly at any given moment. And the more that you build it, the easier it becomes, because what is it becoming? A habit. It takes 21 days to form a habit. And then when you form that habit, another 21 days and 21 days. And the more you do it, it becomes second nature. Urgency over time becomes a reflex. Like, I'm going to be urgent about it. I'm going to get it done. It becomes your identity. It becomes who you are. Okay. So how to build urgency and make it a way of life. Like, we want to learn how to build urgency and we want to make this our way of life. Because you know what some people do too, friends? It's like they become urgent enough to get a goal done, or they become urgent enough to go to the next level. And then they don't continue that building that skill set. Then they're not urgent anymore. And then they become complacent. And then they're sitting there and then they wonder why their numbers are going backwards. And they wonder why their team is not growing. Hello, because you practiced urgency for a short period of time. And I can tell you this, any single one of us that have grown to a certain level, we grew there on that energy and that fire and that urgency, but the habits were not established yet. So the best thing you could do when you rise to a new level is to keep doing those same things. So it's becoming your identity. It's becoming who you are. It's becoming a reflex, something that you once fought for on the last day of the month or whatever it is to hit a goal will become your norm every single time you break through this new ceiling. So how to build a legacy and make it a way of life. Are you ready to shift? Because here's how you create urgency that lasts. So number one, create pressure on purpose. Like people avoid pressure. Like why do we avoid pressure? Like pressure is necessary to grow. Pressure, if you don't want to feel pressure, then you don't have a business with goals. You don't have a business that you always want to grow. You do something else. I talk about something, sell ice cream. Maybe you won't have pressure. And I'm not talking about owning the ice cream. I'm just, you're there. Do you want Jimmy's on this? Do you want chocolate chips on this? You're not going to feel pressure. Okay. Most people avoid pressure, but I'm going to assume, I'm going to take that liberty to assume it's not you because you're here. You don't avoid pressure. You use it. Deadlines create urgency. Cut the timeline in half. I remember, and I talk about this all the time. I did that when I started my business. I was like, there's not 30 days in a month. There's 15. Most people waste time. I'm not going to waste time. Set goals that stretch you, then move. Pressure isn't your enemy. It's your edge. It's your edge. People avoid pressure. So if most people are going to avoid pressure, now look, I want everybody to be successful. Look, what one wins, we all win. But if I want to have the edge, I want to move up. It's using pressure as my edge and not my enemy. Okay. Number two, decide daily. Urgency doesn't come from motivation. It comes from a decision. Like somebody's like, oh my gosh, I'm going to wait for the next conference or the next person or the next training or the next podcast. So I become motivated and I grow my urgency. It comes from that decision that I'm going to be an urgent person. So every day ask, who do I need to be today to close the gap between where I am and where I am going? And then here's the thing, then be that person. Don't wait to feel ready. Everybody waits to feel ready. Like, what does that even mean? You become ready on the way. If you wait till you're ready, you think, again, going back to the box of leadership showing up, you think you'd get a letter saying, you're ready. You are now ready to take your business to the next level. No, you become ready in the in-between. So be ready. Number three, cut the fat, cut the fluff. Eliminate the fluff. Urgency forces clarity. You're going to see your goals clearer. You're going to see the path clearer. It's going to eliminate, I don't want to say eliminate obstacles because they're going to show up, but you have such clarity on the urgency you're creating to get to a certain goal that urgency forces clarity. It's like, boof, you can see through the fog. You could see through the obstacles. You could see through the stuff because you're so urgent to achieve that goal. It demands you to focus on the needle movers. So stop overthinking, stop perfecting, stop multitasking, and start executing, start prioritizing, start completing. Completing, I could do a whole podcast on completing. And we know that how you do anything is how you do everything in your life. Are you the type of person that starts something and then doesn't finish it? Are you the type of person that does things 70%? Like I'm a completer. Like I like things complete. I like things done. I like to check things off my box. Even if I I probably order too much from Amazon. Okay. But like I order stuff and I'll get like a bunch of dresses for let's say a vacation or something. Immediately I'm trying them on, whatever's not right, boom, packaged, labeled back. It's like, I'm not going to have them sitting around. Think about the things in your life that you're completing. If I'm cooking, if I'm doing the dishes, some people think like loading the dishwasher, but not wiping down the counters and leaving a few things for after. I'll get to it later. I know it sounds so simple. I know you think it might not be attached to your success, but it is. It's building the skill set of completing. So number 4, anchor into vision. Urgency flows from conviction, and you can feel conviction. Conviction has a sound, it has an energy, and it reconnect to your why daily. If your dream doesn't light a fire in your belly, you need to go deeper. What's your vision? What's your why? Make it personal, make it emotional, make it urgent. When you're deeply connected to what's at stake, you don't delay, you dominate. But when you're not deeply connected, you waste time. Okay. So we are halfway through the year. If you're listening to this podcast on drop day, you've got 6 months left in the year. And that's not a lot of time unless you're urgent. So right now, I'm going to tell you this. You have two choices. You can light yourself on fire, build urgency, finish stronger than you started, and lead your business where you declared you were going to do it. Or you could start building your case. Start focusing on your excuses and start building your story why 2026 is going to be your year instead of 2025. Let me tell you something. You don't need more time. You need more intensity. You don't need a longer runway. You need to get in the cockpit of your plane and take off. And urgency is how you do it. If you want to look back on December 31st and say, I closed that gap, I became unrecognizable, I rose to the level that I was made for, then your moment is right now. Not Tuesday, not next month, not when you're ready, now. Decide, commit, and move, because urgency isn't pressure, it's power. It's the weapon that average people avoid, and winners wield it like fire. This is your time. Don't waste it. Let's raise the bar together. Urgency isn't something you try. It's something you become. Go out, show up like your future depends on it, because it does. So level up, friends. I love you.